So I've uploaded, by the time you listen to this, I've uploaded a video, or re-uploaded it in 4K. Something I talked about, a couple of years ago, and that is, a review on the Void episode from Sonic SatAM. And to say that, I stick by what I say in there, would be an understatement. But when I look at the Void episode, and this is from season 2, of Sonic SatAM, and I think I've mentioned this before, it is a very significant episode because it is essentially looked at as the prelude. Like when you read a novel, you read a chapter book or basically a novel and everything, and you have that first chapter, but it's not chapter 1, it's called Prelude. That's basically what the Void is, because we're getting a prelude into what is, on the verge of happening. We get, we get information, we find out about the Doomsday project, happening, because of course you got the carrier pigeon, sending a message from Uncle Chuck to the freedom fighters, and Bunnie reading off that, the message says that Robotnik planning something big, and then we find out what that could be, and all commanders of Robotnik is in on it. It's like you're getting the serious scenario of that, being played in. But you're also getting a lot of things paid off as well in this episode, which also connect to the bigger story. Like at the beginning of season 2, Ari gets sucked into the Void after he basically finds out that Robotnik was using him, had no plans of, freeing his freedom fighters, and instead roboticizing them. So what does Ari do? He goes back to Sonic's side and he sacrifices himself to get sucked into the Void. He gets brought back out. But one of the bigger mysteries, of course, was Sally's father. And, we had no idea where he went. Well, Blast of the Past Part 2 comes around. We find out what happened. Sally, of course, even being in that same timeline due to the story arc, for it, has no idea that that's where he's at. Void episode answers that question. So now she knows, okay, he's in the Void. He just can't come out yet without, potentially being affected. Because, basically Naugus has got to figure out, okay, how do I bring himself and the king out without being turned to crystal and stuff like that. So it definitely answers a lot of questions, is in the long run. And we also find out about the list. Ari, before he gets sucked into the Void in the first episode of season 2, mentions the list of freedom fighters, and they're all looking for Sally. Well, we find out that, Sally's father has had the list the entire time, and he gives it to her. And then that begins the journey throughout throughout the Cry of the Wolf episode, which takes place 2 weeks later due to the fact that ABC had mandated some, I guess you could say, comedy to be added into the show, to lighten the mood with the Antoine episodes. But put those out, but take those out of the equation, and you basically have, like I said, the next, actual episode being Cry of the Wolf, which is where the list comes into play. And then, of course, from there, they just build and build and build. And this Void episode really, to me, set the table for all of that to occur. And even unbeknownst to us at that time in 1994, set the tone for who the next big bad was going to be after Robotnik, going into what would have been season 3 originally back in 95. But, of course, we all know what happened there. And thankfully, you got Team Season going out of their way with the support of fans like us, and through a lot of other connections, they are making, that season 3 a reality. And if you want merchandise from them, if you want that hat, if you will, is they do have a merch store online as well. Just go to their Twitter page, Team Season, and they have a link in there to go to the site to get the hat, and you can wear that hat and support, and all proceeds, of course, go to supporting the project along with the Patreon and all that. But yeah, this episode to me has always been very important because, like I said, it served as the prelude to the Doomsday project. It was the prelude chapter, it was the prelude book, if you will. And then, after that, you had the big one. You had the novel itself. You had the chapters. You had the Doomsday Project saga itself, known, in my opinion, as when you put it all together as a movie. But basically, Doomsday Project Saga, where it was like Doomsday Project Saga, or Doomsday Project, or Doomsday Chapter 1, Cry of the Wolf, Doomsday Chapter 2, Druidheads, Doomsday Chapter 3, Spyhawk, and of course Doomsday Chapter 4, final chapter, Doomsday Project. So the Void episode to me really, set the tone. It answered a lot of questions that we as fans, and along with the characters, have been wondering about. And we pretty much got a clue and an answer somewhat to those questions even before that. But again, this to me not only answered those questions for the characters in the show, it also answered the questions for us fans as to, okay, why did Robotnik, like in Blast of the Past, have this access to this technology? Who's this Nagus he's talking about? We got all those answers. As well. And basically the silver lining is, even though they couldn't get the king out, they were able to get Ari out, because apparently the biggest takeaway from this is the longer you're in the void, the harder it is for you to come out without suffering any consequences. But again, like I said, unbeknownst to us, it did set up potentially who the big bad was going to be going forward, for what would have been the season 3 originally, had things, not, gone kablooey, behind the scenes. But again, like I said, thanks to Team Season, we're starting to see that become a reality. And I think day by day, we're getting closer and closer to that reality becoming reality, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that along with the re-upload, the 4K up conversion of the original review I did. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Void episode, guys. What did you think about it when you first saw it? Did it answer some of the questions for not just you, but for the characters themselves? Were you satisfied? Did it kind of give you a clue, or did you get a clue that, the guy this Nagus character, obviously Robotnik fears him. Robotnik used to obviously work for him. Because it's also alluding to, in my opinion, the fact that when Robotnik did the coup, that he wasn't, over the kingdom, he wasn't doing it for himself, he was doing it for Nagus. So let me know, what your thoughts are when you find out that Robotnik actually had a boss in Nagus, and that maybe the coup was for Nagus instead of himself. Let me know what your thoughts are on that and everything. And how did you feel about the episode overall? Do you consider it to be like a prelude to the Doomsday Saga? Let me know. And until next time, guys, I will talk to y'all later. God bless. Take care. I am out. Ring the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. But again, guys, give me your thoughts. Love to hear how you feel about all this. And until next time, I am out.